Hello. So I am just going to make a start on completing the first of my Beatrix Potter mini junk journals. This is the first of 4. These were going to be a junk journal release a couple of months ago, but then we went through the rebrand, so they sort of didn't happen. So they're still sat here waiting to be finished. I've got 4 in total that are going to be up for grabs. These are the covers. They're all embroidered. And this is the one I'm working on. I've already attached the signature in this one, and actually, because of the embroidery, I really hate how it looks, so I need to address that. And then on the back, when I put a piece of paper to stop any damage getting to the vellum, it's stuck all over the fabric, so that needs covering as well. So these were going to be done, they're going to be stitched straight into the spine. I think it's just going to be easier and less faffy. So obviously you can see where I've done the embroidery. It needs to be hidden properly and made to look pretty, so we're working on those. I've got a whole bunch of stuff next to me because I no longer sell the full journal kits that obviously I stuffed with all different bits and pieces of reproduction and vintage ephemera. I just do the journals, and alongside the sewing and embroidery elements and sort of 3D art. This is, if anybody's not caught it, this is my most recent sort of 3D art piece that I've got. Yeah, so I concentrate on them more than the kits. So it means that all the ephemera stock that I have, and I have, this is one of about, it's probably too close to the camera, but one of about 20-30 tubs like this, just full of stuff that I'm going to start sticking in these journals. So they should be packed with a lot more interesting vintage ephemera for you to use and have a play with. So yeah, these will be for sale once I've finished on my coffee shop. I'm going to put 2 on there and 2 on the TikTok shop that I have. I still have my so if you haven't visited my coffee, I'd love to know how to pronounce that shop, then I would love for you to head over and just give me a follow, give me a like. Any support would be lovely, because it's hard work, this journaling biz, I have to say. So anyway, enough of that. So I've already sort of pre-planned that this is what I'm going to put here. This is an old French envelope from the, I'm going to say old, it's from the 60s, which feels like not very long ago to me, but it probably was. So this is going to go here. I just thought it was a nice size. It's going to hide the bulk of this. I've already put some sticky on the back, and I'm going to use some the faux Britac, the 3-in-1 stuff as well. So I'm going to attach that there, and then I'm going to slot some things in to hide this as well. I was going to sort of back it maybe, but I don't know. I have got some of this vellum. I don't know where I got this from. Some sort of old vellumy pieces that I could maybe put behind. I'm not sure. What do you think? See, this one's pretty, but it's not big enough. Oh, it is that way. But you're going to see these I've got out to sort of attach to a page. So anyway, we're going to leave that as it is, and we'll do something else on there. So let's remove this. So all I'm going to be doing literally in this video is just filling this journal, and then the others will be to follow. So I hope everybody's okay. I haven't been on here as much. There's just so many different social media outlets now that you don't even know where to start. And it's so difficult when what you make is sort of one-offs. You film it sort of one way in one orientation for one channel, and then the others need you to film it a different way, but I've made it now and I'm not making 2, so it's yeah, it's like Sophie's Choice but with social media. It's a nightmare. Instagram I found has really gone quiet for me. I mean, it might just be me, I might just be really boring, but I found that Instagram has gone quiet. Etsy's really quiet. I mean, the sales on Etsy were what spurred me on to quit my job and do this full time, and then fast forward, oh no, I want the glue, 2 and a bit years later, and it's nightmarish at the minute. It's really tough. You just don't get half the engagement you used to, not even, never mind sales, views. I don't know if anybody else is finding the same. I think a lot of us were lucky in sort of COVID times, if you can say that, that our little shop sort of flourished and did really well, but obviously that has to stop at some point. Now somewhere, yeah, it was never going to carry on forever, that. Somewhere I have a folder with pre-made ephemera. Hang on. Give me a min. I've got some here. So this is just stuff that I've sort of printed, backed, stitched, and then we can add in. So like that's a little flower fairies thing. We could pop that in there. Should we have a little bit of lace on this as well? Something like that maybe. Should we have that? I quite like that. I don't really like using staples in a lot of my journals. I just think, I don't know, I just don't, it's not my thing. Although I'm trying to embrace it a little bit more for things like this, just to simplify it and sort of reduce the amount of stitching, because the stitching isn't for everyone. Anyway, so that's that. I might pull a few of these out actually to use. There's lots of Peter Rabbit stuff. I have that. See, the Peter Rabbit's probably quite apt actually. Then I've got some like little clusters. I'll have a little bird one. Should we have a label? We'll have one of those. Never stop exploring. Should we nick another bird? It's just a handy stash of stuff to have just to fill your journals. Sort of mass making ephemera sessions that we have. So we've got that on the front. I like how that looks. I like the blue on the little blue trim on the blue. Oh, you can't see, a little blue trim on the blue. And I'm going to put you down another tiny smidgen, I think. Sorry, that's wobbly. Or does it pull down any more than that? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we'll just leave you there then. All right, so that's what we're at so far. And then I've got the little vellum page, the little wallpaper page. Should we have some little tabs or something? Maybe we'll have some, maybe we'll have that on there. Should we stick that on? Have that just slightly hanging over the edge. Just make sure I've not got any glue seeping out anywhere. As you may or may not know, I like the scruffy look, bits and bats and stuff sticking out. I don't like neat. I don't do neat. So yeah, so we've still got lots of, I'm going to have to get some of my paper clips out. We've got lots of, should pick some of these, lots of bits and pieces to just sort of clip in. See, these are something else that I sit and sort of make en masse. Just literally scraps, any offcuts of fabric, just stick them on paper clips and hey presto. Pretty. So, because then with stuff like this, I mean, it's not particularly interesting, the subject matter, but it's a really pretty piece that could be nice for either journaling on the back of, using, you could use it as a book page in a journal, you could use it for collage. And I just like sort of the font, and you know, that's from April 1924, and it's, oh god, that's exactly 100 years ago. So it's just a little piece of history, you know, it's just something quite cool. And whether you use these journals for your own sort of diary keeping, memory keeping, writing prompts, anything like that, it's just, I think, interesting. So I just like to pin these to pages. Like this will be, I know it has stuff on the back. Got something on that one now. So maybe we'll pin it there. Let's pin it there. Yeah, I just think they're just something a little bit interesting. I feel like I put that on backwards. I have the knotty bit at the front. So that's that. See, we could also, we've got scope to stick something else underneath that side then if we want. We've got a little mini page. We've got quite a plain page there. Could we have a little birdie, do we think? Oh, that's attached. I try and leave blank spaces though, so people have got room to journal on, so I'm not sure. Or is this a clip over moment? So there's a pretty picture on the back. That's blank on that, so I'll put something on that one. This is kind of my process, how I go through. and just sort of decide what I'm going to do. See, if that frame was bigger, I could have had that over. I do have some bigger ones though somewhere. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll add a frame on. Hang on. They're in this one. Those are bigger, I think. And them. So let's nick some of these. This one's pretty. That just fits. Oh, there's two there. Or do we go with the green one? No, that doesn't fit. What about these rectangle ones? They're not going to fit either, are they? I didn't really want white on white, but that actually might be the best fit, and I quite like the look of that. These are all a bit small, I think. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. There's that one. Or that's too small. So is it that one? Should we have that? Let's have that. Something a bit different. And of course you make these books and you decorate these books fully knowing that somebody's probably going to stick over the top of what you've done or write around it or clip something to the front, and that's what they're there for, you know. They're there for people to make their own mark on, but I just like them to look pretty when they're on their way. So that I like, although I may just add a little bit of something to one of these. I like the Never Stop Exploring bit. Should we just pin something? Oh, we were going to do something to the back anyway, weren't we? What about, I've got this lovely picture that I really like that I might just, and that's really cute. Should we just attach that? Are you backwards? No, that's right. So we'll have that there. We'll do something on this side then. See, even if they're just sort of little scraps. So these are what I do with scraps as well. If you're sort of mass making ephemera, just stamping on random bits of paper, just any old scraps, never chuck anything away. Mind you, then you end up with a room like this. So maybe chuck some stuff, but bits like that. So just something like that's just usually, that's just quite cute to stick on there. And then if I was really going for it, I could get some of the Tim Holtz wings and put them on, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to get carried away. Something down this side. I like to balance. That, we'll have that. Do I glue it in or do I leave it pinned in so it can be used? Does it need backing on something? So many questions and no one here to answer me. What do you think? Do I just pin it like that? I like the red. Or that. I'm going to attach that to that and then pin it in. Yeah, because that picks up the orange in there. And then I think I'm just going to clip it actually. And it can still be removed if need be. So it's just clipped on the very edge. Okay. These pages, I'm not keen on these pages. They're from a vintage sort of old magazine showing you old-fashioned packaging and stuff and products and toiletries and stuff, which is quite cool, but I'm not a fan, so I'm going to cover that up, I think. I'm going to put, maybe, I had an idea of using this as a flippy flappy. So this might be the prime example for a flippy flappy, and then I can add something in it. So let's do that. Let's glue this in. Need to leave a tiny bit of space at the very edge for the folding. So I'm just going to do it there, I think, and then just pull it slightly out. You're going to make sure you've got room here and that it's not right at the edge where it's going to be, as you open it, it's going to be sort of pulling on your page. So you just want to leave a little gap that side and make sure you've got room this side. Shift these out of the way now. And I have the Peter Rabbit thing that might look quite cool in there. That's not going to fit though. Where was that playing card? Did I put the playing card in? I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, that's what I was going to put in there. Maybe, should we get another picture whilst we've got these out? Let's have another photograph of something of somebody pretty. Lots of postcards. Oh, these are going to be a little bit snug though, aren't they? Let's try. This is a very old postcard. Oh, that fits all right. Well, that's quite interesting, isn't it? You can just see that through there. So this postcard, I think, is one of the French ones. Yeah. Oh, 18th of August, 16, so that'll be 1916. Super old. Yeah, let's have that. Okay. Stick that back on the floor. I hope you saw that. And then this side, I might hinge that on with something maybe. Something like that would work, just to hinge that on. And then it can open out and you can write on the back of it. So let's just fold that kind of in half. And then just check that's going to work. Yeah. So it wants to be upside down the other way, and then it'll flip out. So I'm going to use the staples as well because I want this nice and secure, but I'm not going to staple it onto the book. So I'm just going to put 2 little staples there and there, and then I'm going to put, are you too big? Maybe some of this double-sided tape on here. That's perfect fit. Just going to really stick that down. Hides the staples as well then. Okay. And I want this with a bit of a gap again. So sort of there-ish. So we've got room to open that out. So that's nice. So it hides the not so pretty, and then it leaves us room for journaling as well. And obviously you could put something else here. I mean, we could really go to town and get another little envelope. I do have a little envelope actually. Where did that go? A little handmade one somewhere. Where did I put you? That might be quite cute. Should we stick that in as well? Let's do that. Don't know where my thingy, oh, it's there. I use a little acrylic stamping block. I don't know if I already said that. I use a little acrylic stamping block to tear off my tape just to make it a little bit neater. And then what I'll do off camera, I'll fill this with a few little bits and pieces just so it's a nice surprise for the new owner. Don't want to give everything away, but we'll find some little knickknacks to stick in there. There we are. So this is part of an old envelope which has been formed into a little pocket here. So I often leave these open, so if you wanted to glue it shut you can, but if you want something bigger that maybe sort of hangs out, then it's not an issue. So I might actually leave that in there. Yeah, do you know what, I'm going to leave that in there. Okay, and then we've got, you know what, that's my cat, that's Stuart, you know the drill, ignore Stuart. That's an old bit of an atlas, I think. It's just some scrapbook. Oh no, that's an Amity Bloom page, which might be the perfect colour for a little bird. Yeah, let's shove a little bird on there. I think I want to use a bit more lace as well in this. Oops. There we go. So I've got some more laces as well, so maybe I'll snip some of these down for the edges, some trims. What other bits of laces did I grab? So I've got, this is a long piece of lace, so that'll need cutting down. Could use that. Or maybe I'll just sort of do that and just pin that on there. Just again, when you're looking at it, it just gives a little bit of interest, just sticking out the top. And then we've got some more envelopes. So these are some smaller pages, so these are all right for little bits and pieces. So maybe something like that, just sort of hanging over. I'm sure there's some junk journal people that put a bit more thought into things than me. I mean, I'm not one of them, unfortunately, but I just sort of like to go along and do it as I think looks good. Yeah, and I think actually I'm going to add an extra staple in just to add this piece in, a bit that way. So that's a nice little lifty uppy piece, a little hidden journaling spot. Then we've got this sort of folding out bit that then gives us a couple of, same again, I've left it open, pockets. Which we've got. Do you fit? If I fold you up. Well, that's snug, but it does fit. And then I want something for here. So I've got one of these. I don't know where I got this from. This is from somebody's kit, so it's not mine. But I've got some little bits of ribbon here and bits of old lace that I'm going to sort of cluster together, I think. It's a bit of pink sari silk, a little bit of lace. Should we have a little bit of this? This is super old stuff, this. I mean, you could stitch it, you could go through your sewing machine with it. But I'm just going to do that, I think, for now. And that's one of the little botanical pages. That's two little botanical pages, so I'm going to leave the centres. So we've got another little mini pocket here. That's too, I think that's too big. So we've got a nice little oldie worldy piece of stuff there. And actually, I tell you what, the little butterfly thing. So I might just get something to fold around those. Or will I just use a little pin? Let me just use a little, I'm going to use one of the little Tim Holtz clips, I think, on that. So let me see if I can find them. Now, everything in my drawer the other day exploded, which is why this box is empty, because everything fell out. So it's all in the bottom of the drawer and they're all sharp pins. We've got some in here though. just these little teeny tiny mini clips. I have all sorts of bits and pieces and bevels and charms and punches and goodness knows what. So there will be bits like this added in as well, I think. So let's keep hold of that. Let's get some bits out then. See if there's anywhere sort of sturdy enough to add some of these. Oh, maybe a little bulldog clip. We'll bulldog clip something in as well. That'll be different. And I've got some split pins here. I might split pin something in. Loads of stuff like that. If you could see this drawer, it's horrendous. We'll have a little key on something as well, I think. Okay. Okay, right. I don't know how I've been going now. 26 minutes, right. We want to try and keep this under half an hour, so let's get a little bit of a squiggle on. So the little, that, you can pick it up. Just going to clip those together and then pop them in there. I might actually just, yeah, I'm just going to glue the edge of that just because I don't want it to get lost. So that's that. Then we've got the other side. What else have we got? Some more vellum pieces, some just little snippets. Some lace. We need some more ephemera bits, don't we? Find something to probably, that's the other side of that wallpaper, so let's definitely hang something there that can be removed so you can do something on that. So should we bulldog clip that on? Or maybe we want something taller to bulldog clip. Yeah, we'll save that. Let's get just a paper clip, a normal one. And we'll have this little key, I think. Oh, let's add some lace as well. Let's go all out. Stuart's come in. Hi, Stu. What do you want? He's deaf, he can't hear me. That's why he sits and cries, I think. He's 50. It's a 15-year-old blue Persian. And he's mental. He's insane. Yeah, let's have that. So we'll have that on there. That is the other side of that. So let's have, although I kind of want to stick one of these on the other half and use the other half of that. So I've got another big pocket there for something. That's just a die cut. Something that I might just clip. I want to put this somewhere, but I feel like I'm running out of options for it. Right, I'm going to grab some more ephemera pieces, I think. Be back in a mo. Okay, I'm back. So I've got an absolute ton more stuff here. So I've got a little page. Now I know that that's a little bit tall, but we could sort of tear off the bottom and add a bit of trim to that. I've got a little postcard to add in. I thought the colours were complementary. A little Queen Elizabeth stamp, 3D on that, so that's quite old. I've got this, which is from 1890. This is annual tea party and entertainment of the St Augustine's Men's Guild will be held in Lark Hills schools. So that's yeah, just a nice little bit of ephemera and a nice pink. I don't know if that shows up on the camera, but it's a nice pinky colour. So that could be folded up and put in. What else did I pull out? And then I grabbed this, which I believe it's just tons that I've obviously got from somewhere, old sort of little bank checks that I thought were actually quite cute. So I think we'll bob one of those in as well. With a little bit of ephemera. yeah, as I'm looking, there's just box file after box file after box file of stuff, so we may as well share the love. So I'm going to try and keep this quick now, make this quick. So we'd added that, we'd added this little pocket, this to the little pocket, should I say. We'd added that. I might just, look quite black and whitey then, didn't it? I might just add a little, oh, there's a stamp there though, which is upside down annoyingly. There's a bit of colour there. Maybe I'll add that there. Just a bit of colour. Totally unnecessary amount of glue, but let's shove that on anyway. Then we've got this little ticket that we made. We've got the little key, this, and so we've got a blank page there that I might just randomly attach that just with two sides, so you could, a photograph could be slotted in. Was kind of my thought with these. So I thought that was quite nice. And these are quite thin pages, so you couldn't really, I mean, you could write on them, but you'd have to write on something and stick it in, so it might just sturdy that page up a little bit. So this is another pocket here, so this is when I thought that fits just fine. I want something there though, I don't like that. Oh, little butterfly in frame sticker, I like that. So that's quite cute. That side's blank. Now I'm going to add some of these. So this, it's probably sacrilegious, but I'm just going to tear it down. Just so it fits a little better, and just to scruffly up the edges. I might actually have it on that one and then use the bulldog clip, I think. So I still want something for here, which this might call for some of this trim actually. So let me cut that down a little bit. I want to save some if I can, but I'm just going to add a decent amount of glue. If you're adding glue and you don't want to sew, if you're adding lace trim and you don't want to sew it, add glue, but remember to smush. Otherwise it's just going to come seeping through and it'll be a bloody nightmare. So I'm going to, that's backwards, Donna. That. And that sticks out quite nicely. The bulk of this embroidery here is taking up the bulk of the glue, so you don't get too much coming through the lacy bits. So I'm cool with that. And then I think I'm going to fold this letter up, and if this will fit, no, it's too big. That's going to need to be folded like that. I'm not going to use the split pin on any of the original stuff. I'm just going to fold that over there. That, I think, I don't like the stark white pages at all. Now I did have this, didn't I? But what I was going to do with that was decoupage on the top, so I'm going to do that on a separate video entirely. So that's going to be for that page. I'm just going to have that there. And I think that this is from January 1918, just a very old letter under some of this vellum, maybe just to break it up a little bit. Got a little vellum picture there. And that can go on the other half, lift up of the bulldog clip. That's going to go there with something in it yet, I'm not sure yet. This, I think this is going to go back to the front. Do I want something else? Am I adding stuff for the sake of adding stuff? I mean, probably. Do I care? Probably not. add a little bit more lace. More wallpaper. Ah, we want something for the back. So, thinking that for the back there, which does actually open all the way out. So you could write in it. So I think I'm going to attach that to the back. How am I out of ephemera again? What am I out of? All right, maybe you're going to go there then. With that. I want something pretty there. I need something on that. I don't like it. So these are my small bits of pre-made stuff. Lots of labels. Stamps, that's just an image. It's a huge card. Keep that out. And that cluster. Let's try those. I don't know what else we've got in here. These are just cut outy bits and little clusters, sticking them out. And a butterfly. Why not? This is going to be a longer video than anticipated. I'll stick you under there, and I want you there on the back of that. That was easy, wasn't it? Pure instinct. And then we need to add this to the back to open out and then be used as a little hidden writing spot. So I just need to be very careful where I put my tape and glue, because we don't want to glue it shut. So we'll do that. Really stick it down. Take these off. I thought this would be quite a quick video, you know, with the fact that the journal's already bloody made. Right, just going to shove some glue on the middly bits. Nearly. And then that opens right out. Do I want that to go like that? No, I'm not happy with that really. I need something there. I don't like that you can see that. Maybe I should have done it the other way, but it's too late now. Yeah, we'll have that. I just don't like that. I just think it looks scruffy even for me. Even for my haphazardy, not neat journals. It just wasn't cricket. There we are, way fatter than what it started, but that's how I like my journals. So cool, happy with that. Lots of ephemera, lots of original ephemera, which is nice to see. Some decorative pieces, some interesting pages, lots of prompts that can be used if this was a writing journal. Interactive elements, flippy flappy, sneaky bits. So I'm going to go back on a separate video now and just decoupage this and attach it, and then maybe do a bit of a flip through, and I'll be adding some little sneaky bits and pieces throughout for the next owner as a little surprise. But that's that one. Cool, thanks for joining. Bye bye.